Building Ideas is proudly brought to you by the Master Builders Association.
Building ideas, lots of great ideas you really need to know. Building ideas, sit back, relax and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm enjoying beautiful Blackwood Park in this lovely winter's day, and we're going to play a little game today. Have a guess who built this magnificent home. Now, if you said Alan Shepherd, you'd be 100% right. And I'm quite excited because this is our feature home today, and I'm going to be showing you right through it, as well as lots of other wonderful segments that we have to show you. Now, if you're a regular viewer, you'd already know that Alan Shepherd builds beautiful homes and really sets the benchmark when it comes to building excellence. With over 40 years of building knowledge, Alan and his award-winning team of professionals pride themselves on creating outstanding residences every time. So it's little surprise he's considered one of our state's most trusted and experienced builders. Alan takes great pride in every home he builds and is personally involved right from the start through to the handover of your dream home. There's no doubt that Alan Shepherd built homes are what dreams are made of, and I have the pleasure of showcasing this one right throughout today's show. The owners of this home gave Alan quite an interesting brief that combined artistic flair with straightforward logic, and it was a combination of their personalities that brought about this home's design and architectural features. The facade combines an eclectic mix of architectural styles and products that draw on symmetrical forms and abstract creativity. The positioning of the home on the block utilises its northern aspect perfectly, and the high-level windows completely absorb the rare Adelaide Hills northern winter sun, whilst the shallow 450mm eaves adequately block out most of the severe midday summer rays. This really is a very interesting home, and it really reflects the owner's personality to a T, which makes it so interesting and special, and I can't wait to show you around. But as I mentioned before, we have a lot of other interesting segments, so let's have a look at them now. Andrew will be visiting a brand new home by DeChellis Homes. We'll look at the potential pitfalls of managing your own building project. We'll hear from SA Police about home security, and we'll have some handy hints and tips to help you select the right master builder for your project. Another busy show, so let's get started. It's over to Andrew.
I always find it interesting when I'm talking to people about building or renovating, and they tell me that they're going to give it a go themselves. While that might sound like a good idea, it's important to think about what can go wrong. After all, just because the tradies make the job look easy doesn't mean that it is. Most of them have done a 4-year apprenticeship, and they've got years of experience under their belt doing what they do best. I've got a few mates who are tradies, and we often talk about the latest DIY shows on TV. And whilst I'm inspired by the contestants having a crack at smashing down walls, bricking up doorways, tiling, and putting in new bathrooms and kitchens, my builder mates are not so impressed. In fact, a lot of the time they're horrified. Building or renovating is a complex process, and aside from all the council regulations, demolition approvals and building approvals, not to mention the insurances, it requires a great deal of skill and know-how. A brickie mate of mine put it in perspective for me when he asked me, would you remove your own tooth? Would you service your own car? Would you cut your own hair? To which I replied, no, of course not. He then asked me, why then would you be happy to tile or brick your own home? He makes a good point. While it looks pretty easy on TV, having been on various building sites over the past few years, I know that's definitely not the case. Building and renovating is a complex process and involves many different steps along the way. And while you may have the overall vision and picture in your head of what you'd like your home or extension to look like, actually making it happen is an entirely different matter. All builders and tradies operating in South Australia are required to have a license for the type of work they do. This is to protect consumers, and it means you can be guaranteed that the person you've hired to do the job is appropriately trained and qualified. Master builders and master tradespeople are also required to carry appropriate insurances, including indemnity insurance, which basically covers consumers against anything major going wrong, including your builder defaulting on any work, going bankrupt, dying or disappearing. Now, none of these safeguards would be available to you if you carried out the work yourself, which is of course another reason to hire the right person to do the job for you. Another area that my friends in the building industry talk about is people wanting to hire subbies to complete a building project that they're working on. Now, unbeknown to many people, you become liable if anything goes wrong. And if you've got no industry knowledge, how can you be in a position to oversee other people doing the job? It's like being in charge of an operation without having any surgical experience. And that's why I think it's best to leave the building work to the experts. They've got the knowledge, the experience, and the tools to do the job right for you. So if you want some more information, you can always contact the Master Builders Association or jump on their website, which is mbasa.com.au.
Building ideas. Building ideas.
A few weeks ago, I showcased a terrific family home built by the award-winning master builders DeChellis Homes. This week, we're going to have a look at another DeChellis built home. It's called the Oxford, and it's here on display at Air Circuit in Penfield. With an enviable reputation of building quality, trust and experience, it's no surprise that DeChellis Homes is recognised throughout SA as one of our leading home builders. Their attention to detail, creative floor plans and appealing facades are popular with first home buyers as well as second and third home buyers alike. The Oxford fits this bill perfectly, and it reflects the needs of family living on a courtyard block. It has everything you could possibly want, including a great sense of space, but it can be built on a relatively small site. So let's go and take a look. The contemporary facade creates immediate appeal, which is continued right throughout the home and is highlighted in the light, spacious entry, where your guests will be made to feel welcome by the high ceilings and the great decor. There are 4 bedrooms and they all have built-in robes, making the rooms themselves very spacious. As you'd expect, the master suite has a walk-in robe and very fancy ensuite also. In fact, all of the bathrooms and wet areas in this home are quite opulent, both in finish and size. DeChellis Homes has really nailed the ability to build a high-end quality product for exceptional value for money, and the Oxford is a great example of this. The designer kitchen looks onto the spacious open-plan meals and living areas, which lead out to the fantastic alfresco entertaining area. There's even a home theatre and separate retreat in the Oxford. This home really has been brilliantly designed, and the fact that it suits smaller blocks is an added bonus. But what really gets people across the line is the price. Would you believe that this home is available from a starting price of just $167,888? Now that is unbelievable value. If you want to come and have a look, it's open every Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Wednesday from 1:30 until 5 p.m. Or you can jump on the DeChellis Homes website at dechellishomes.com.au.
We all feel most relaxed when we're at home, and that's why it's horrible to find out that someone's broken in and invaded your privacy. Well, the good news is that the number of break-ins has actually decreased, but there were still just over 10,000 between July 2013 and June 2014, which is quite a significant number, but there are ways that you can reduce your risk. I'm with Sandy Morey from the South Australian Police. And Sandy, what's the most common way that criminals are getting into our homes?
Nicole, criminals will enter through doors and windows, jimmying and breaking in, and unfortunately often through unlocked doors as well.
Well, what's the best way that home viewers can look after themselves?
Well, obviously from that, the most important thing is to lock doors and windows, particularly when you're not home, or if you're in the yard, keep them locked as well. To lock gates to the rear of the house, put in sensor lights and alarms, trim trees and bushes from the front of the house so that people can get a clear view of the front of the house. That helps with the actual house itself. With property, make sure it's marked or engraved, and the good thing to use is the driver's licence number, because that actually helps us to find the owner of the property if that is able to be done at the end. Also, identifying property with photographs, particularly property that's difficult to describe, like jewellery and things like that, and recording serial numbers. They're all important things too.
And what are the police doing to help with break-ins?
Well, we do a whole range of different things. In the context of the sorts of things we're talking about here, we have a booklet which talks about crime prevention tips and helps you to be able to mark off the sorts of things you can do around your own home for security purposes. We also have the ability for people who are more vulnerable in our community, those who are 65 and over, if you're from an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander background, if you're 50 or over, or a person with a disability or their carer, can actually contact the police, and an officer will come out and actually do a security check for you and provide you with recommendations about your security after they've done that actual check. That information is available from our website and from local police stations and crime prevention sections, but also everybody would be aware that Neighbourhood Watch is in their local area.
Yes,
so
love that.
joining Neighbourhood Watch is a good way, and you'd be surprised at all the different things that Neighbourhood Watch actually does too.
Well, I'm feeling so much safer now. Thanks, Andy. If you'd like more information, you can contact your local crime prevention section, or you can look up police.sa.gov.au.
Building ideas. Building ideas.
I mentioned before that I enjoy showcasing a variety of building products and services. And today we're looking at the benefits of building with steel house frames made from TrueCore steel by BlueScope. A home with a heart of steel is designed to stand the test of time, and the strength and durability of TrueCore steel provides structural integrity in all types of environments and conditions, from Australia's cyclone-prone north, the cold climate regions of the south, and in bushland areas where fire is an ever-present threat. Backed by a 50-year BlueScope warranty, TrueCore steel provides peace of mind. Naturally, steel is non-combustible, so using it for your building project significantly reduces the amount of flammable material in your home. And because steel frames are precision engineered, they won't shrink, twist or warp, which will reduce the likelihood of problems like cracking cornices and jamming doors or windows, which will reduce potential maintenance costs down the track. TrueCore steel is 100% termite and borer proof, which means that you don't need to do any pest control treatments to the frames. There are other additional environmental benefits, including the fact that steel is 100% recyclable, and also a component of the TrueCore steel already incorporates recycled material, which means you're doing a bit for our environment. Steel framing also enables you to be creative when it comes to the floor plan of your home, because it's got a great strength to weight ratio, which means you can create longer spans, which will give you more open plan living areas, innovative designs, and also the potential for non-conventional roof lines. Frames made from TrueCore steel are an ideal solution for building on sloping sites because they can be used with suspended flooring systems, reducing the need to cut into the site. If you haven't considered using them before, I'm sure that you'll now agree that steel frames by TrueCore steel are a great building product that you can use in your next building project. For more information and to find a builder that can build your home with a steel frame, check out truecore.com.au.
Luxury is what today's feature home is all about. It's been built by Alan Shepherd Constructions, and as you'd imagine, it's been finished to the highest standard with outstanding detail. Built on a picturesque block in the Adelaide Hills at Craigburn Farm, this lovely home provides the owners with 360-degree views, so every room boasts picture postcard scenery of the beautiful landscape gardens. The owner's brief included an art studio, significant gallery wall space throughout the home, asymmetrical living spaces, and the utilisation of natural light wherever possible. Needless to say, it's a brief that Alan and his team were able to meet on all levels. This home really does combine logic and abstract creativity, and the contrasting materials that have been used add immediate interest and appeal. These elements, combined with various height changes achieved in part by 3.6 metre ceilings to the home's rear living spaces, are what makes this residence truly unique. This is without a doubt one of the most interesting homes that we've got to show off on Building Ideas, and I think that's because it's the simplicity of design mixed with all the different mediums they've used, the warm timber floors, the high ceilings, the natural light. I mean, this really just makes a natural art gallery, which is very handy because if you haven't guessed already, the owner is an artist. After the break, we'll be back with some advice on how you can select the best builder for your building project.
Building ideas. Building ideas.
The prospect of building and renovating is very exciting, and it's a large investment, so it's important that you get the right builder. Not all builders are the same, and they really do offer different services and specialise in different types of work. To make your decision a little easier, the Master Builders has a checklist to help you select the right builder for your job. To begin with, decide on those features that your new home or extension has to have to function efficiently, and then list any extra features that you'd like to incorporate but that aren't necessities. Next, work out your budget, know what you can afford with your mortgage repayments, and remember to allow for other expenses such as rates and insurances. Thirdly, it's time to obtain a complete set of drawings and documents. Without these documents, a builder won't be able to provide you with an accurate quote, although various builders will be able to help you draw these up too. Then it's time to obtain quotes. I always advise getting 3 quotes, and the Master Builders Association can give you the names and contact details of builders in your local area at no cost. And remember, price isn't everything. It's well worth paying a little extra for a caring builder. Chances are if he's been reliable on the last job, that's exactly how he'll treat you. Make sure you compare the quotes you receive carefully, as some of the items and costs can vary dramatically from quote to quote. And never accept a quote until you've checked out the builder. Ask the builder for a list of previous clients and go and talk to them and have a look at their work. A good builder has many happy clients. Of course, it's also very important to make sure your builder is licensed and carries the appropriate insurances and has financial backing to perform the work. The Master Builders Association can help you if there's any issues or concerns. Oh, and before you sign the contract, read it carefully. A contract is a complex document, and if you don't understand any of the terms, then seek advice. The Master Builders Association recommends the use of their plain English suite of contracts, schedules, and specifications. Just be aware of all contractual obligations. Any variations to the signed contract will normally lead to added expense. If you do have to vary the contract, then ensure you get a written quote from the builder for the cost of the variation before any additional work is undertaken. And remember, keep the lines of communication open. Take an interest in your job and have a chat with your builder, because a master builder will always want to keep their client happy, and they'll also want to achieve the best possible results. So if you'd like more information, you can contact the Master Builders Association on 8211 7466 or look up sadisplayvillage.com.au. Now I'm back in our beautiful feature home today, and this is the living, meals and kitchen area, and like the rest of the home, it's got a really light, bright feel to it, and it creates a nice cosy atmosphere, especially with a beautiful fireplace here. The high ceilings throughout, along with the crisp white walls, enable the homeowners many artworks to come to the fore, and it's obvious they take pride in place. They're absolutely stunning. In fact, this entire home is stunning, and like all Alan Shepard built homes, it's been immaculately finished. As you'd expect, the kitchen includes nothing but the best appliances, and the smooth lagoon colour silestone island bench, combined with the sleek Whitsunday Island white gloss 2-pack joinery, makes for a very stylish impression. Add the rich claret coloured dark red glass splashback with the feature overhead pendant lighting, and this entire space creates an air of understated sophistication. There are 3 bedrooms in this home, with the master suite being the definite highlight. The alfresco area with the luxurious spa is another noteworthy inclusion and certainly adds to the overall appeal. Building functional homes with a wow factor is what Alan Shepherd Constructions is all about, and whether they intentionally set out to do so or it simply just happens along the way, every home Alan and his team builds is unique and striking in its own right.
Built on an interestingly shaped plot, this luxury mansion includes the highest quality fixtures, fittings and finishes.
Alan has won numerous building accolades over the years, and when you look at the finished homes, it's understandable why. He really does take building excellence to a new level and continually sets the benchmark higher and higher.
Alan Shepherd Constructions rose to the challenge, and the end result is a stunning residence built for discerning clients who are thoroughly delighted with their new home.
Alan's built homes for discerning clients spanning over generations now, and one thing they all have in common is they love their homes, and they've also said they love working with the team. Now it's nearly time for us to go, but before we do, I'd like to show you what's on next week's show. We'll be looking at the recently constructed South Road Superway and the positive impact it has for commuters. We'll host a show from a very stylish home called the Glendale, built by Metricon Homes. And we'll give you some handy information if you or someone you know is interested in starting out in the building and construction industry. It's another great show, so I hope you can join us then. I hope you've enjoyed looking at this beautiful Alan Shepherd built home, and if you'd like more information or to look at more of his homes, then you can look up the website alanshepherd.com.au, and we'll see you next week.
Building ideas, lots of great ideas you really need to know. Building ideas.
Building Ideas proudly brought to you by the Master Builders Association.